Dr. Bill Chris and Mike Gillespie here and see what they think about this. Guys?
Yeah. Okay, that was, we were looking at the number there along with everybody else who's watching. Donald Trump takes Texas. Not a big surprise though, right?
No.
Not at all.
If Kamala Harris had taken Texas, there'd be some people having heart attacks and stuff.
Yeah, it would have not turned out like we predicted it would.
The last time the state of Texas went for a Democratic presidential candidate was 1976.
Jimmy Carter.
That was almost 50 years ago.
Yes, yes. Thanks for reminding me.
Texas is a red state.
It is.
Texas going for a Democratic presidential candidate would be like Massachusetts voting Republican.
And, I mean, we should just mention this preliminarily. I mean, we're talking local stuff here, but Donald Trump also, I think, doing well nationally as well.
He's doing well all over. The election turnout has not been, it's funny because you hear, this is the problem with anecdotal evidence. You hear these anecdotal stories, oh yeah, we've talked to local election officials, a lot of turnout, a lot of lines, it seems like there's a lot of people are fired up. No, if you look at the numbers, turnout's actually pretty moderate.
Yeah.
This is not a high turnout election either nationally or locally. And so what you're getting more is sort of committed voters. And you're going to get higher and higher percentages as time goes on of people voting early as opposed to people voting on election day.
Yeah.
And so once the early returns come in, unless it's a really close race, you can almost call it right then and there. And right now what it's looking like is that in Nueces County, for example, Nueces County, if you look, it's running almost exactly the same as statewide, 54, 55% Republican, 45, 46% Democrat.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's go back for a second to those props we were talking about before we went to the news that Donald Trump has won Texas. You were telling me something interesting. A lot of times what people vote for, Prop A, B, C, depends kind of on where it is, what comes up first, and you know, what it is that they see first, and they kind of go down the list, and then eventually they figure out that, okay, I don't want us to run out of money, so maybe the ones that come later, you know, don't get the yes votes. But in this case, it looked like, as we were going through the screen, that all of the props on the Corpus Christi ballot there right now, people are for them. They're winning.
Yeah, and which is kind of interesting because I was just commenting as we were looking at these returns. You got 74% for, 60% for cultural facilities. Proposition D, 54% for streets C district. That's so, but you can see the votes starting to drop off as people get to the bottom of the ballot. Flood control, nobody wants to get flooded. But what's interesting about this is you got 60, 70% voting for these bond issues, which those bonds get paid back with tax money.
Yeah.
Right? And so you got a Republican county that's voting for all of these tax increases, which is really kind of strange.
You want to see who those Republicans are.
I would like to meet these people. And this is the CCISD prop for 135 million, and that is going down.
Yeah.
So a lot of times size also makes it.
This one, if this one fails, it would surprise me. It would be the first one in many years. About every other year they do this, and this would be the first one in many years.
Yeah, first CCISD bond prop to be defeated in quite a while.
All right, we're going to go ahead and send it back over to the desk.